Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Mongolia. Mongolia is a landlocked unitary sovereign state in East Asia. Its area is roughly equivalent with the historical territory of Outer Mongolia, and that term is sometimes used to refer to the current state. It is located between China to the south and Russia to the north. While it does not share a border with Kazakhstan, Mongolia is separated from it by only Mongolia is the 18th largest country in the world by land mass, and has a population of around 3 million people. It is also the world's second largest landlocked country behind Kazakhstan, and the largest landlocked country that does not border a closed sea. The country contains very little arable land, as much of its area is covered by grassy steppe, with mountains to the north and west and the Gobi Desert to the south. Ulaanbaatar, the capital and largest city, is home to about 45% of the country's population. Horse culture is still integral. The majority of its population are Buddhists. The non-religious population is the second largest group. Islam is the dominant religion among ethnic Kazakhs. The majority of the state's citizens are of Mongolian ethnicity, although Kazakhs, Tuvans, and other minorities also live in the country, especially in the west. Mongolia joined the World Trade Organization in 1997 and seeks to expand in its participation for regional economic and trade groups. The area that is now Mongolia was ruled by various nomadic empires, including the Xiongnu, the Jabei, the Rouran, the Turkic Khaganate, among others. In 1206, Genghis Khan founded the Mongol Empire, which became the largest contiguous land empire in history. His grandson Kublai Khan conquered China to establish the Yuan dynasty. After the collapse of the Yuan, the Mongols retreated to Mongolia and resumed their earlier pattern of factional conflict, except during the era of Dayan Khan and Humanzazat Khan. In the 16th century, Tibetan Buddhism began to spread in Mongolia, being further led by the Manchu-founded Qing dynasty, which absorbed the country in the 17th century. By the early 1900s, almost one-third of the adult male population were Buddhist monks. After the collapse of the Qing dynasty in 1911, Mongolia declared independence from the Qing dynasty, and in 1921 established de facto independence from the Republic of China. Shortly thereafter, the country came under the control of the Soviet Union, which had aided its independence from China. In 1924, the Mongolian People's Republic was declared as a Soviet satellite state. After the anti-communist revolutions of 1989, Mongolia conducted its own peaceful democratic revolution in early 1990. This led to a multi-party system, a new constitution of 1992, and transition to a market economy. Prehistory and antiquity. Homo erectus inhabited Mongolia from 850,000 years ago. Modern humans reached Mongolia approximately 40,000 years ago during the Upper Paleolithic. The Khoisenka cave in Kovd province shows lively pink, brown, and red ochre paintings of mammoths, lynx, Bactrian camels, and ostriches, earning it the nickname the Lasso of Mongolia. The Venus figurines of Malta testify to the level of Upper Paleolithic art in northern Mongolia. Malta is now part of Russia. Neolithic agricultural settlements, such as those at Norovlin, Tamsag, Bulag, Bayanzag, and Rashankard, predated the introduction of horse-riding nomadism, a pivotal event in the history of Mongolia and becoming the dominant culture. Horse-riding nomadism has been documented by archaeological evidence in Mongolia during the Copper and Bronze Age Afanasevo culture. This culture was active to the Kangai Mountains in central Mongolia. The wheeled vehicles found in the burials of the Afanasevans have been dated to before 2200 BC. Pastoral nomadism and metalworking became more developed with the later Okunev culture, Andronovo culture and Karasa culture, culminating with the Iron Age Xiongnu Empire in 209 BC. Monuments of the pre-Xiongnu Bronze Age include deer stones, Karij kurgans, square slab tombs, and rock paintings. Although cultivation of crops has continued since the Neolithic, agriculture has always remained small in scale compared to pastoral nomadism. Agriculture may have first been introduced from the west or arose independently in the region. The population during the Copper Age has been described as Mongoloid in the east of what is now Mongolia, and as Europoid in the west. Tocharians and Scythians inhabited western Mongolia. During the Bronze Age, the mummy of a Scythian warrior, which is believed to be about 2,500 years old, was a 30 to 40-year-old man with blonde hair. It was found in the Altai, Mongolia. As horse nomadism was introduced into Mongolia, the political center of the Eurasian steppe also shifted to Mongolia, where it remained until the 18th century CE. The intrusions of northern pastoralists into China during the Shang dynasty and Zhou dynasty presaged the age of nomadic empires. The concept of Mongolia as an independent power north of China is expressed in a letter sent by Emperor Wen of Han to Lao Shangchani in 162 BC. Since prehistoric times, Mongolia has been inhabited by nomads who, from time to time, formed great confederations that rose to power and prominence. Common institutions were the office of the Khan, the Kurultai, left and right wings, imperial army and the decimal military system. The first of these empires, the Xiongnu of undetermined ethnicity, were brought together by Modu Shani to form a confederation in 209 BC. Soon they emerged as the greatest threat to the Qin dynasty, forcing the latter to construct the Great Wall of China. It was guarded by up to almost 300,000 soldiers during Marshal Meng Tian's tenure, as a means of defense against the destructive Xiongnu raids. The vast Xiongnu Empire was followed by the Mongolic Jabei Empire, which also ruled more than the entirety of present-day Mongolia. The Mongolic Rouran Khaganate, of Jabei provenance, was the first to use Khagan as an imperial title. It ruled a massive empire before being defeated by the Gokturks, whose empire was even bigger. The Gokturks laid siege to Panticapaeum, present-day Kerch, in 576. They were succeeded by the Uyghur Khaganate, who were defeated by the Kyrgyz. The Mongolic Khitans, descendants of the Jabei, ruled Mongolia during the Liao dynasty, after which the Kamag Mongol rose to prominence. Lines 3-5 of the memorial inscription of Bilge Khagan in central Mongolia summarizes the time of the Khagans. Thank you for watching, brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.